Okay. Now, I'll tell you what, I could get used to this. Because I always think way too much for any situation. I don't know if you want to put ADD on it or whatever you want to call it. You can put whatever title you want onto it. I was watching a movie because I feel like we all get inspiration from every aspect. So I was watching a movie and I've taken this adult aspect, this like part of my adult life, and I've really divulged and gone straight into learning. And the first thing right off the bat was I'm going to take this hour and a half movie with the amazing John Travolta in it, and I'm going to put out of my mind everything that I know about him, because I was kind of a celebrity follower, and I'm just going to watch the point of the movie, keep it very simple, kind of just disassociate with reality. And the first thing that I disassociate from my reality, and that's when the spirits are like, okay, here's the time to learn. But they made me take notes, and one was mistakes and mistaken. So if you have a mistake, plus on top of that it gets mistaken, that's like 2 double negatives, and that stuff just doesn't work out good for anybody. Wrath being withheld. I know that speaking with people that have done what most would say is how can I put it? I'm sorry, I gotta do this because I'm not coming up with the right word. I want you to know this. What these cards are held in is actually from a special forces box. So these 2 decks of cards have got a whole lot of military vibes on them. So if that offends you, or if you're sensitive to that subject, I guess I should say right now that it's probably going to be a tantalizing read for you. But wrath withheld, and a wrath that is exerted for reasons unbeknownst to my military. I mean, when you speak to those people, they think that their sins are going to come back. The things that they did against another human being in the name of war is somehow hung over them in a way that they can't get over. They feel like every chance that they have a moment to get happiness, that something they did on that level is something that will be held against them for this happy moment. And I want to be the first one. I try to be the first one when they start talking about it, that I try and justify it. I try and logically explain it to them that it isn't like that it's not something that they can anticipate, because it's not how the love of God and the love that I feel for them works. And I hope that within aging of the men and women of the military versus the arrogance that is within like a defense to them, that they see the brotherhood that's tasked, and they're tasked to do stuff. I don't know what that means, but I think it means when you're just inherently, like innately, like you just know that this is something that has to be happened. Holy moly, oh my goodness. So holy moly, just like my military knows, there's a code of conduct that I think that this is just military, and I'm trying not to get excited, but there's 14 words that my convicts live by. But there is some sort of situation that is being taken advantage of by somebody with it doesn't need to be, and they've got the savagery that goes involved in it is actually I honestly I've spoken to very few females when it comes to my military, but I know that the masculines in my military feel that their savagery is supposed to be left on wherever they were savages at, but I feel like that becomes a part of them, and I love them for that part, because it's so superhuman that they were able to exert themselves and accomplish certain missions, no matter what the reason, because that's just badass. And they always have to stick to their mission, which I wanted to give up so many times when it comes to this stuff and learning and being like, I just want to wake up some days and be like, oh, I want to go back to the Jamie Sue. Just a crazy little nympho. But that's not my luck. So if you have any questions, please give them to the Celestials. I'm having a huge disagreement with myself on the idea on whether or not you should give confession, because to be honest, I've had people tell me their worst stuff, and I don't know if it makes them feel better, but I do know that if that's between you and God, you don't have to tell anyone your sins. That's between you and Him. Because if I were to do anything as a prophet or a light being, it would be to let you know that no matter what, you're loved. And no matter what, you're going to this fucking awesome place where you can either fuck off is your heaven, or you can go and be reverent and calm, or you can sing and be joyful, or you can just drink beer. I mean, like, it's just, heaven is whatever the fuck you want to make it, yo. Because it's all in the same spot. And you're all together. With your loved ones, with your brothers, with your sisters, with your, the children that, I had 2 miscarriages. So I believe that when the time comes, I will be able to meet those angels. If one didn't come back to me through my youngest, who we saw earlier. But question everything and find comfort in the unmistakable truth. And with that, I bid you adieu for now.